There is an etiquette to cruising that you should be following. I have a list of the top rules amateur cruisers break all the time. If you're planning your first cruise or wondering what the do's and don'ts of cruising are, we have some helpful rules to follow that will help your cruise etiquette. First off is be polite to crew members. Talk to them, ask about their day. Be calm if something comes up. If you go to guest services, be calm. Yelling at them doesn't help. We see this a lot. If something happens, it's not a personal attack on you. Stay calm and give them a chance to correct the issue. You need to have patience as well. With thousands of members on board, you may find yourself waiting in line more than you thought, especially when it comes to restaurants and bars. Don't be rude and push your way to the front. Others are hungry too and are waiting their turn. You should as well. Be kind and courteous. Everyone paid to be there just like you, so enjoy your cruise and be patient. This is a big one I see all the time. Wait for everyone to get off the elevators before getting on. When the elevator stops, wait to see if anyone is getting off before forcing yourself onto it. Also, if someone has been waiting for an elevator and you walk up as the doors open, let them on first and don't cut in line. It's common courtesy. If you are perfectly capable, don't use the elevator when only going one floor, especially if it's one floor down. If you can't use stairs, it's perfectly acceptable to use an elevator. That's not what I'm saying. But if there is nothing wrong with you and you're perfectly healthy, don't be lazy for one floor. Take the stairs and don't take up elevator space, especially if it's crowded and there's a lot of people waiting. This next one shouldn't have to be said, but it does. Get a new plate when returning to the buffet. This helps prevent the spread of germs. You may think that you're saving crew members from work, but it's actually frowned upon. Also, don't use the buffet area as your own personal lounge, especially at lunch or dinner time. It can become crowded and hard to find a table for those trying to eat. If you're done eating, or you're not eating at all, please go find another place to socialize and let those who are trying to enjoy their meal have a place to sit down. Remember to be courteous when walking through the cabin hallways. If you're trying to sleep and relax, you don't want to hear a loud group of people walking through the hallways. Be mindful of others, especially later at night. When in your cabin, remember there are rooms all around you. Don't blast loud music or turn your television up too loud. Avoid stomping and jumping around. People underneath you will appreciate that. When the captain or other crew members are making an announcement, quiet down a little bit and stop talking. Even if you don't care what they say, others around you may want to know. I'm sure if you don't listen, you're going to find yourself asking someone, "Hey, what did they say?" Pay attention. They could have some important information for you. Typically, these announcements are about the weather, ports of call, onboard activities, or other special events.
In a few minutes, you will hear the ship's general emergency alarm, consisting of 7 short blasts and 1.
I know people do this all the time, but I felt like I needed to warn you. Don't share your drink package with others. You may be tempted to share your drink package with someone who doesn't have one. This is highly frowned upon by the cruise lines, and if you are caught, you risk having your drink package revoked. Don't chance this. I know many do, and if you're looking to save money on a drink package, there are workarounds that won't get your package taken away. Just talk to your travel advisor. They should know how this works. Make sure that you are on time for your reservation and tours. Out of respect for others, you should always arrive on time for your scheduled events. If you're late for a shore excursion, you will likely be left behind. Even if they wait for you, you're taking time away from others who also paid to be there and enjoy this. Be on time for dinner reservations. These are scheduled, and if you don't show up on time, your table may be given to a standby group. This goes for shows as well. If you don't show up on time, you chance not being let in to see the show or not being able to find a seat. Don't be a chair hog. Don't reserve a chair for the entire day and not use it. If you're found reserving chairs but not using them, crew members will collect your items and store them for you to collect later. Many people are looking for chairs, and if you plan on being in the water all day, don't just lay your stuff on them, reserve the chairs but never use them. Okay guys, this is a biggie for some cruise lines. Anyway, know your alcohol limit. Don't overdrink just because you have a drink package. You paid for this trip, you should at least be able to remember it at the end of it. And you know what they say, what happens on a cruise ship usually ends up on YouTube. Respect the dress code, especially on formal nights. Some people go all out and dress up in tuxes and ball gowns. You don't have to do this, but you should wear a nice shirt and pants. If you show up in shorts and flip-flops, there's a strong chance that you will not be allowed to dine. People really enjoy formal night and look forward to dressing up and enjoying a classy meal. They really don't want to sit next to someone in shorts wearing a sloppy shirt and looking like they just came back from a shore excursion. If you don't enjoy dressing up and you refuse to wear anything nice, then consider going to the buffet on formal night. Other nights, cruise lines can be a little more lenient when it comes to the main dining room and your attire. Other nights you can wear pants and a t-shirt or polo shirt and you probably will be fine. I see others all the time wearing shorts with a nice shirt and they are let in. It is strongly recommended not to wear flip-flops though when visiting the main dining room. They prefer that you wear closed-toed shoes, especially for the guys. This is another one of those things that shouldn't have to be said, but does. Don't throw anything overboard. Not only is this bad for the environment, but there are cameras everywhere, and if you get caught, you could be kicked off the ship. Okay guys, here's another biggie. Take responsibility of your children. You had them, you're raising them. Well, hopefully, if you bring them on a ship, watch over them as well. Nobody wants to come onto a cruise and have to deal with unruly children running amok all over the place. Take responsibility of them, don't leave them unattended. And remember, most ships, children under the age of 18 have curfews. Be polite to your fellow passengers. There are many different cultures on board, and what can seem like common sense to us or courtesy may not be to them. Just because it irritates you doesn't mean that you have to intervene and make a scene. If it's something serious that needs to be addressed, report it to a crew member. You don't know their situation or where they come from. It's not worth an argument over something minor. Before eating, wash your hands. I know this seems silly, but when you're going to a buffet, please wash your hands or use the hand sanitizer. It's respectful to everyone and helps cut down on the spread of germs. Remember to complete the muster drill ASAP. The ship is not allowed to sail until the muster drill is complete. Don't put it off thinking you don't have to do it. They keep track of everyone who has and who has not completed this. You don't want to be the reason the ship cannot sail on time and get your name announced over the PA. Some ships allow you to complete the muster drill on your app and then check into your station to be scanned. Others are going back to the in-person drills. Whatever the case, be sure to complete this as soon as possible. Okay, smokers. Only smoke in designated areas. Now, this is not a bash against smokers, this is the cruise rules. Cruise ships have designated smoking areas. This means that you can't just light up anywhere you want, and this also includes e-cigarettes. Despite being outside, you cannot smoke on your balcony. This is strictly prohibited and can get you into a lot of trouble, so don't do it. Some cruise ships do have indoor and outdoor smoking areas, so if you do smoke, you have plenty of areas to go. The main reason for such a restriction is not only the respect of others on board, but fire hazards. Fire is the main threat to a cruise ship, and to help control that risk, they have designated areas with more safety features. Don't bring any prohibited items on board. Of course, this is illegal items like knives, guns, and drugs, but the most common items are surge protectors, steamers, and irons. These items won't get you arrested or kicked off the ship like the first list will, but when your luggage is delivered to your room, you will find those items missing with a note saying that you can pick them up after the cruise. Don't leave a big mess for your cabin steward. They have several cabins to take care of, and they don't have time to clean up after you. They are there to help supply you with clean towels, make your bed, and tidy up, not to be your personal housekeeper. On the last day, they have to deep clean and get the rooms ready for the next group of cruisers. So help out by picking up after yourself and not leaving a big mess. This will help get the room ready for the next cruisers a little faster. Do you have some tips that you would like added to the list? If so, leave us a comment below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we will see you on the next adventure.